here are the Purge movies ranked. So there are 5 movies. Let's get started. At number 5 is the Forever Purge. I did not like this one. There were 2 positives about it. I will say, I liked the little saw trap with Adela trapped in it. It flips her onto her back, flips her by her neck. That was actually really cool. And I also really liked the fight with the one guy and him, and the 2 bunny guys with bludgeoning and no gunshots. That scene is one of my favorite Purge things in the franchise, so I did really like that. But honestly, those are only 2 positives for the film, and that's like the same scene for both positives, because Adela gets trapped and then the fight happens. And those are the only 2 things that I actually liked about it. I did not like it. Just like with almost every Purge movie, it's just gunshots all over again. It does pretty much nothing new. And this movie was just really boring. Like, I don't even know what else to say about it. It just did nothing new. So, like, I don't know, it just does nothing new, and I don't like it. The Forever Purge at number 5. Number 4, previously gonna be at number 5 until I finally saw the Forever Purge. I had, like, high hopes for the Forever Purge, but, the movie just didn't do it for me. So, number 4 is The Purge Election Year. This movie actually does have some good stuff. The opening was creepy with the googly eye guy saying, like, oh, this is my Purge playlist. Like, that scene was pretty creepy. I'd say arguably the scariest scene in any Purge movie. The beginning of the Purge election year. The Purge insurance kind of gets rid of a problem with all the other Purge movies of, like, well, what happens to these businesses when they get robbed on Purge night? Because people are going to rob the stores. Well, you get Purge insurance for it. So that was interesting. I thought that was interesting. There were 2 kills in here that were actually worth mentioning. The arrow in the head and the beheading with the guillotine in the alleyway. That was okay. The costumes are really good. The Forever Purge is like the only one that I didn't have the positive for the costumes because nothing stood out. Election Year follows that trend of having good costumes like the other 3 movies. Statue of Liberty and Abraham Lincoln costume, good. I liked Leo and the guy's fight near the end of the film. That was cool. That was a little brutal. Visuals are good. I like the glowing car and the golden guns and Purge written on each pillar of the Abraham Lincoln Memorial. That was cool. There were a couple negatives with it. There were a lot less Purgers, or it seemed like a lot less Purgers on the road. So it seemed like the least dangerous world, or one of the least dangerous worlds, with maybe the Forever Purge now. I don't like it that these 2 girls want to get a candy bar, and it honestly just goes nowhere. So it's like, do something with them, and not just run them over, and it's just mostly gun action. But the Purge Election Year was a decent movie. After rewatching it, it was decent. This was only my second time watching it for the review, so I watched it before that a couple of years ago. I actually liked it a little bit more. So, decent Purge movie. Number 3 is The Purge, the original Purge. I can see why people would put this at the bottom just because it doesn't explore a twisted world, and I kind of get that, but this is a decent movie. It's a decent home invasion film. It raises some ethical questions. Like, do you save this person? Do you send him back out to save your family. It's all interesting, and the whole concept of the Purge is interesting. Unfortunately, there were some problems, like they don't lock up until 5 minutes before the Purge starts. They don't do anything with the boyfriend. Like, have him fight with James, have him fight with the Purgers, or do something with the boyfriend and not just kill him off. James also says, hey, we gotta save the stranger. And then it cuts, and then they leave him, and then it cuts to the stranger still tied up. So it was like, come on. And think, like I said, it's confined to one house. That is the biggest negative. It's confined to one house, and also the climax just doesn't do it. It's the neighbors invade, and they sit at a table. The lead purger is dead, James is dead, so it's uninteresting. So a decent movie at best. Number 2 is The First Purge. No, I didn't just talk about the original. I'm talking about the 2018 movie. I'm talking about the 2018 movie, not the original Purge. There are some good things with this movie. It's good with the stabs and the slicings. This is the one movie that doesn't have the negative of it's just gunshots. The contacts that they have to wear to record stuff was cool. And the very first Purge recorded or whatever starts out tame with robbing and then goes on to killing. Was interesting. Purge Party is cool. The costumes are pretty cool. There's a guy with a baby head on him. So very cool. Some negatives with it. Title, ridiculous. The First Purge. Are you talking about the original movie or this movie? I don't know. They send in the government to kill people because there's not enough killing, so it negates the whole plot of the movie. And they don't do much with Skeletor. Also, they just kill him off. So, small negatives, pretty small negatives. This one I do actually really like. But my number 1 favorite Purge movie is The Purge Anarchy, the second movie. We get to explore the twisted world of the Purge. There's traps on the road, so that's interesting. The costumes are arguably the best of the Purge franchise. You have a guy with half a mask on. You have a guy with a mouth painted on him from his head to his neck. That was cool. This movie is just way more action-y. There's a couple negatives, 2 small negatives. It's mostly just gunfire, like almost every movie in this. And they should have done more with the truck driver in the movie. Like, have him show up a little more, because he shows up at the beginning of the Purge when it starts, and then at the very last 5 minutes of the Purge, where he just shoots the one guy in the face. So, wish he was in there more. But aside from those negatives, this movie improves on everything from the original movie. Characters are better world building in the movie, better costumes, better action. So just an overall better movie with the concept. So The Purge Anarchy comes out to my number 1 favorite Purge movie. Thanks for watching.